A news alert, IRS agents executing a search warrant on the Gunsmoke gun shop. That's on West 44th Avenue. Agents surrounding that building with crime tape as they went through it. The IRS tells 7 News this is part of an ongoing financial investigation.
Some people said, are you a felon? Are you not? You can't have any guns. Yes, I'm a felon. No, I can't have any guns, ammunition, none of that. I can't do it.
About $400 cash. How much do you want for it? As a retired cop with over 20 years experience and a master firearms instructor, Renee, she's in charge of the money. If I've learned anything, it's that she doesn't take from anybody.
The action's sticking, it's a little slow.
And loaded the Wyatt family, who owns Gunsmoke, a Colorado gun shop that trades and sells some of America's most iconic weapons. And after blowing...
Business here at Gunsmoke has never been busier. One bigger. A rocket launcher. Sales are through the roof. 50 grand. And we're buying some of the rarest firearms in the world.
Good morning, Gretchen.
Good morning, Gretchen. Thanks a lot for having us. This is a gun that we built for a customer on the show. And this is a gun that's basically an old black powder gun with a mortar and a giant Damascus axe on there. We're buying and selling some kind of crazy guns and just having a good time. And then, of course, at the end, we're blowing everything up. And that makes for great TV.
Of course it does. All right, now I understand, Renee, you have a zombie gun. What's that?
I sure do, right here. Every woman needs a nice zombie gun like this, don't you think?
Of course.
So we've got some pretty cool stuff on here, and it plays pretty prominently in the episode. I think everybody's really going to love it.
All right,
The zombie gun was...
Oh, go ahead, Rich.
The zombie gun was built as an end-of-times gun, you know, something for all the zombie enthusiasts out there and all the stuff going on. So we put this muzzle brake on with a skull, and we made a mare's leg version, which is a copy of the original Steve McQueen mare's leg gun that was on the old TV show Wanted Dead or Alive. But we put it in a 500 Smith & Wesson caliber, which is just over the top. And this is a gun that I was really excited by.
Now,
Owner of a troubled Wheat Ridge gun store now facing charges. Richard Wyatt is facing theft charges tonight, accused of stealing from an at-risk adult. Police say he turned himself in this afternoon. His shop, Gunsmoke Guns, was the center of a raid last month.
And Discovery Channel reality TV show star has been sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. Richard Wyatt is going to prison for failing to report more than $1 million in income to the IRS and dealing firearms without a license.
Only way that I can get that fixed is by a presidential pardon, and we're working on it right now. If any of you out there know President Trump or Eric Trump or Ivanka Trump or Don Jr., boy, let us know, because we would love to have you reach out and contact him. The more people that talk to him, the better chance I got of getting this thing done. And I admitted to the misdemeanor crime of failure to file taxes. That I did. I'd hired an accountant, and he was catching me up on all the taxes. We filed some of them, and they came and hit me with a raid, and then a couple of years later, they charged me with a crime. Now listen, what I did was wrong. I didn't file the taxes. I honestly didn't think anybody would ever go to prison for that. What happened? I beat him again on the appeal, but I'm still a convicted felon. Because what they did was, while the appeal was still pending, they brought me back to Denver and said, if you plead guilty to this one gun charge, we'll let you out of jail today. I said, but I didn't do it, and I could beat it at trial. I already beat you once. And they said, you want to get out of jail today? Basically, they put a gun to my head and said, do you want to see your family? I hadn't seen them in 4 years. And we hope that you will have a blessed new year. And 2021 will be far better than this trash we had in 2020. We also pray for President Trump, that he pulls this thing out, and on January 6th, he becomes the victor and the president of the United States of America again. Do not give up hope. Look, this guy has done things nobody else has ever done as president. Expect the unexpected coming from President Trump. That's the kind of man he is, a great and wonderful president. About January the 6th and the prosecution of Americans exercising some of their rights. Now, I need you to go and get signed up, because what we want to do is get this list going, because we don't ever want to be able to be separated from you and getting some of this information out. Now, guys, our country is in a terrible, terrible spot. The worst I've ever seen. And so I need you to go look at this so you can understand what's happening. Because the United States Attorney General's office as well as all of the district attorneys around the country, are being weaponized and used against us. Some of you may have already heard, but maybe not. Our son, Kurt, who was, of course, on the show The Engraver, we lost him on February 5th, the day before his birthday, his 31st birthday.
A Republican activist in Colorado is saying, quote, "It's almost time to switch from ballots to bullets." That open talk of political violence comes from a convicted felon, now GOP organizer, who's best known for the reality TV show that featured his gun shop, Gunsmoke, in Wheat Ridge.
Wyatt declined to say who would be targeted by that political violence and whether he plans to participate. As a convicted felon, he's not legally allowed to have weapons. Wyatt wouldn't answer questions, but said he wanted to come on next to talk about it.
The bottom line is our Constitution is crystal clear that if we ask for a redress to fix the problems of the government not dealing with us squarely or fairly like the British did, then we are to attack and to defend our country and Constitution at all costs.
Wyatt made his comments about political violence on the Chuck and Julie Show podcast. You might remember it from talk radio. It was canceled from 710 KNUS back in 2019 when co-host Chuck Bonnewell said he wished for a quote-unquote nice school shooting to break up coverage of the Trump impeachment hearings. Both Wyatt and Bonnewell are involved in that effort to install a far-right leader as the head of the Colorado GOP. There will be party elections in March.